Guys, has a take ever aged as badly, as quickly as this? Like, I get it. Some takes have aged worse than this. This is not the worst aging take ever. I do apologize about my lagging, which I'm potentially lagging right now. But has a take ever aged this badly, this quick before? But before we get on to it, and I do apologize about me lagging, if you could subscribe, it'd be great. We are, 7 subscribers off hitting 26. Oh, we've done it. 26,500. If we can hit like 26,700 maybe by the time that I get home, that would be absolutely insane. I get home on Monday. Or I get home Sunday night. But this is what Geno Auriemma, UCONN coach, again, USA coach. This is a coach that was so blinded by UConn players that he did not pick the MVP for the 2016 Olympic team. Yeah, he did not pick the MVP. Why? Because there were UConn players he could have picked instead. This is what he said about Caitlin Clark. It's a rude awakening and they all jumped over her, but they didn't read the whole thing. I'm sorry, this is the reality is coming quote from Diana Taurasi. And it wasn't even that she said it. It was how she said it that people had an issue with. I said, but nobody's printing, Diana Taurasi was right. Diana Taurasi was not right. She was not right. She might have been right in that she got shell-shocked for a few games, but like Caitlin Clark became the best guard in the WNBA as a rookie. What Diana Taurasi was not saying was that Caitlin Clark would take 5 games to figure it out. What Diana Taurasi was saying was that Caitlin Clark was basically what Diana Taurasi was saying was effectively, we've seen like as great as Kelsey Plum is, as great as Sabrina Ionescu is, as great as both of them are. What she basically said was, we've seen this before. Do we not remember how bad Kelsey Plum was as a rookie? Do we not remember how bad? Well, Sabrina wasn't that bad in her first proper year. Not Kelsey Plum bad, but not brilliant. So obviously that is what she was referring to. That yeah, she's going to be great. It'll translate, but like she's not going to come straight in and destroy people, which she did. In fairness to her, she did. I said, the kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of the league. And this is the problem is that he then went on and started basically saying that, she doesn't have like the correct body type. She's not strong enough. Her skill set doesn't like suit the WNBA. Now, come on. The skill set. It's probably how Caitlin Clark is like was reacting to Geno Auriemma when she read that. But Geno Auriemma right here basically said what we all know from this, that our UConn, he is a big reason. The style of play that he wants is because he gets all the top recruits and he's been one of the best college coaches. His style of play is what's happened in the WNBA. Like if you look at players that people are actually interested in watching, Kat Copper, you've got Kat Copper, you've got Arike Gumbawale, that are fun to watch. You got Kennedy Carter, you got Kelsey Mitchell, you got Caitlin Clark. Ironically, none of them played for Geno, Staley, Mulkey. These are the 3 coaches that realistically sent so many players to the league that they effectively decide what way the league is played. The players with flair don't have that because mostly with Geno, the flair is coached out of these players. As far as guards, your job is to pass the ball to the post. That's what your job is. And if you're not passing the ball to the post, your job is to be just a spot-up shooter. Don't make mistakes. If you have the potential to do something really good, but if it also comes with the potential of making a mistake, you decide you don't do anything. You don't do either. Do not make mistakes. The flair has been coached out of Paige Beckers, and the flair would have been coached out of Caitlin Clark. And this is coming from a man, again, who did not recruit Caitlin Clark. He didn't recruit Caitlin Clark, and it was the best thing that ever happened for basketball. Because instead of, when you're Geno Auriemma and you bring in Caitlin Clark, you can tell Caitlin Clark you have to fit in. But when you are Lisa Bluder in Iowa, when you get the number 4 recruit and you don't have a single top 50 recruit in your entire team, in fairness, you did have Megan Gustafson a few years earlier, but you just got to be like, well, we just have the 4th recruit in the country. We just got the number 4 player in the country. We got to just build around her, figure out what she does and build an entire system around her. which was the perfect situation, the absolute perfect situation. And I do kind of agree that she was on the wrong team, especially initially. I think if you're looking at the teams around, is it better she's on the Fever than the Sky? Yes. Is it better than she's on the Fever than the Liberty? Yes. Is it better, not the Liberty, sorry, the Mystics? Not, Jesus Christ, I'm struggling to think. Sparks. I got it right 5th time. Caitlin Clark on the Mystics would be better than the Fever. The Mystics would be better than the Fever. I'm trying to get like better fits for Caitlin Clark. Obviously, like the Liberty, the Aces, the Lynx. The Lynx would have been a brilliant fit. Actually, you know what? Cheryl Reeve might have coached Caitlin Clark out of being Caitlin Clark. You've got maybe it's good that she's on a team that isn't dating spectacular, that like aren't winning without her and don't have a better player than her. And look, Kelsey Mitchell's great. She's not better than Caitlin Clark. Aaliyah Boston's great. She's not better than Caitlin Clark. But you've got a system that she can run that wins. It won at college. It's winning in the WNBA. All you have to do is run, and nothing. You can't stop it. And her half-court game's developed. I think Geno Auriemma. I'd say if Geno Auriemma was asked today, he's gone and praised Caitlin Clark. He's not somebody that has, that will like refuse to hype her up. If he was asked again today, who's better, Paige or Caitlin, he'd say Paige because he will always hype up the UConn players. But he's not the type of person to like try to diminish how good Caitlin Clark is, as long as it's not at the expense of a UConn player, because there's no UConn guard that's even comparable with her in the WNBA. So I don't think he will be really that fussed about that. But it's just a point that like 2 months ago, this is 2 months ago, how bad a take has aged. And when he said this, every single person was in agreement, being like, yeah, he's right. For a take that everyone was like, yeah, he's right, go cook. You just cooked everybody. You cooked all those fake WNBA fans. And the worst part is that a lot of the Caitlin Clark fans are just basketball fans. They're not WNBA fans. And they're watching like women's basketball for the first time and they're like, well, she's just clearly better than everybody else. And then it's just the criteria for being good from these WNBA fans is just different from normal basketball fans' criteria of a player being good. I think that's where the discrepancy in like how like she's valued amongst her peers is. But yeah, that is pretty much it. It is just kind of a crazy thing to see how much that's changed so quickly in like 2 months. And it is currently, again, 5 a.m. I'm currently in a car right now recording on a backup laptop because the main laptop ran out of battery. Got a lot of videos out today and hopefully this will be out Saturday early enough. So, yeah, thank you guys. Hopefully, all's good. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.